All right. I hope all of you able to hear me, right? Can you please confirm me yes in the chat if you guys are able to hear me? Please let us know. Yes. Okay. Right. Thank you. Okay. So whenever you are going to become a software engineer, the very basic course you need to learn it is a database side. Whenever you want to become a software engineer, the very first step what you need to do is you need to learn a database. Why? The reason because nowadays without data you cannot do anything. Without data you cannot do anything. So that is the reason you need to understand about the data and the data where it is storing and how the data is organizing. So organizing of the data, whatever the business data, we are calling it as a DBMS. If you guys are studied engineering or any degree, you understand about this concept of the DBMS. DBMS stands for Database Management System. Correct? So, what exactly this database management system? Let's take it for example. I have a school. I'm running a school over here. So every school contains some information. What information? So like what is your faculty names, faculty details, nothing but teacher details, student details, and fee details, and also attendance of the attendance of the students. So these are all the things you need to understand very clearly over here. So this data where you are going to organize, either you can organize this data into a Excel file or a CSV files. It's nothing but a file system. So you can able to store the data in a files also. But if you are storing this data in a files, you may not organize the data effectively. For example, if I have data in an Excel file, that is not enough to manage your organization, right? If you go to any school top international schools, they are not going to use this kind of Excel or any books. They have their own softwares to do everything. For example, when as a student when you are going for the admission, are they entering your details in Excel? No, they have their own application. Correct? And in their application, definitely that application has developed by using a Java, .NET or whatever it is. In every school they have their own application. So as a student when you are going to that school, simply uh, your details, your admission details will be entered inside that application over here, entered inside the application. So this application, it's like for a school or a supermarket or ATM center, whatever it is. Generally to develop this kind of applications, who will take care that? It might be a Java full stack course developer, whoever learning a Java full stack, or like if they want to build this a .NET full stack or Python full stack, right? So every application contains two things: front end and back end. What do you mean by front end? What do you mean by back end? So front end means, let's for example, for my institution, I have one LMS portal. If you see, this is my LMS portal over here. So here you can see whatever the user interface, you can see all the courses, what are all the courses the e-classes is offering. And if you want this particular course, simply click on this one. And inside this, what is your course name? What is the content we are going to keep inside this course? And if you want to create a live session, you can able to click on this. This is called a user interface. We can call this also front end. Okay, front end. So to develop these front end applications, generally the people are using any application. When you are developing, there is a front end, back end, back end. So back end means behind this application there is a lot of logic has built. So for that logic to develop, definitely we are going to use if you want to develop this using a Java, you can use Java backend courses, or if you want to use, you can use .NET, or you can use Python. When you want to develop something in the front end, UI means user interface. When you want to develop some user interface, then what you can do, simply you are going to use, if you want to develop this with a Python, then you have a front end application for Python is Django. And when you are coming to develop with .NET or Java as the backend, the front end we are going to use HTML, CSS, JavaScript, sorry, HTML, yeah, JavaScript, React, React.js, Node.js, AngularJS. These are all the things to develop the front end application we can able to use it. That's what like a when you are going to any institution, they are offering Java full stack, .NET full stack, Python full stack. Full stack means Java plus backend plus front end. Which course you are going to enroll? Java full stack or Python or .NET full stack? That depends on which course you want to enroll. Then you can develop this application. Which application? Whichever the applications we are developing here, right? So by using that, you can able to where is that our notepad? Yeah, whichever the application you want to develop in the school database. Okay, so this is our school database, school billing application, and here you are going to for admission. In every school there are some computers are there. In front of the computers there are going to be some executive administrative officer will be sit and entering the details in the application. So that application developed by .NET developer or Java developer or Python developer. If you are opting for a course, any of these three, you will be a full stack developer. You are going to work completely on the coding, developing of the applications required for a business. I hope you understand. This is one example for school admission application you are going to develop. Similarly, Similarly, this is for school admission application. One more example, same thing if you are going for a supermarket. In the supermarket also we have some billing counters are there, right? There are some billing counters. In that counter, there is a cashier will, and as a customer when you are going and buying the product, so they will enter all your details in the billing counter. There also there are some computers you can see, right? Inside that computer they are going to enter the details. What details? What product you bought, and what is the quantity, how much price, and all the details you can able to put it over here. All the details you can able to put it over here. Immediately where this sales information or your admission information, whatever they entered in the application, where it is storing, that's what the question. Is it going to store in the same computer? No, 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 no. For example, after 2 days you can go to that supermarket. You can ask, hey, I bought a product 2 days back, but now I want to replace that product. So immediately they can see your transaction details. So all these transaction details are going to be stored in the backend database servers. So that can be managed one server, database server, or it might be a second server as well, two servers also. For example, I'm managing this business in two countries. Okay, so one is in US, another one is in India. So I want to maintain two different servers. When there is a transaction happen, immediately the transaction data will come and store in the backend databases, backend database servers. Okay, so whatever the data you are receiving from your source systems, your business application, and storing the data in the backend database servers. You can check any business. This is the system, this is the software we are going to implement. There is a application in the front end, and the back end there is a database server. All right. If you are going to a ATM center also, even in the ATM center also, you can observe the same thing. What will happen in the ATM center? In the ATM center, what will happen? In the ATM center, there is an application, you are doing a transaction. Then the transactions are going to be saved in the backend database server. So earlier days means like a 20 years or 25 or 30 years back, how the data will be saved. How the data will be saved 20 years back. I will tell you as per my knowledge. Any information, we are calling it as a data. First, they are storing the information on the stones. Still in the history, there is a lot of information they are writing on the stones. Later onwards, they were writing some books, nothing but a papers, whatever it is. Papers are the books. Later, the moment when computers are introduced, the data they are simply writing on the Excel, text file, notebook. Sorry, not the notebook, it's a CSV file. It's nothing but a file systems. Later, instead of using this Excel text CSV, our business data we are not able to organize properly. That is the reason there are some database servers are coming to the picture. Database servers. What are the database servers currently in the market? We have SQL Server, Oracle database, DB2, okay, SQL Server, Oracle, DB2, and what is the other one? Teradata, MySQL. These are different softwares. Each one belongs to different companies. This is from Microsoft SQL Server. Microsoft company has introduced this SQL Server. This is Oracle Corporation. Oracle Corporation. DB2 is from IBM company. IBM company has introduced this one. Teradata itself its own company. MySQL I think recently Microsoft has purchased. So all these companies they have their own database server product softwares. So in any business, whenever you are developing a Java application or a .NET application or a Python application, backend definitely the data will be stored. Where they are going to store the data? They are going to store the data in any of one server over here. Okay, let's for example, in this business, they are storing of this data in a SQL server database. SQL server. When you are storing the data in a SQL server, what will happen? For example, if you want to store the data, if you want to read and write the data from this one, you need to understand this language. Which language this database server will understand? So the language what it is going to understand here it is a SQL language. To communicate with database servers, or I can say to speak with, to talk with database servers, we should know the language. How we are communicating in English language, right? So similarly, whenever you want to talk with the database servers, you should know some language, that is SQL language. SQL language is not only for the Microsoft SQL server. If you want to speak with Oracle database, DB2, Teradata, MySQL, you should know the SQL language. In every software company, in every project, 99 percentage their data will be stored in any of one server. So to talk with that server, to communicate with that server, you should know the language, SQL language. How you are learning a French language, Japanese language, Hindi language, Telugu language, you should know this language. This is called structured query language. So whenever you want to become a software engineer, either you are going to learn anything. It might be a Java full stack or Python full stack or .NET full stack. You should know this SQL language. Okay. Apart from this application development team, so application development team, what they are doing? They are going to develop the application for the business purpose. From that application, whichever the transactions they are doing, that data will come and store in the backend database. Let's take one more example. One more example. One more example means I have a website. What is that website? My website is this one. You can directly buy the courses from here. You can simply goes to learn.eclasses.com. So this website I have developed by using a Python, and student can directly open this website and he can able to buy the products whichever we have. For example, goes to the courses, and this course they want to buy it over here. Which course they want to buy? They want to buy the this one. This course they want to buy, like they want to buy this Python for data analysis for freshers. So how can you buy? Simply click on this get this course. So you need to fill your full name, mobile number, email address, and from which state you are, and all the information you can fill. And then after, you have to pay the amount. So where I am going to store all this information, the transaction details, that details I am going to store in the backend database server. The application is my website, and backend database server is MS SQL Server I am going to use. Microsoft SQL Server software I am going to use to store my data in terms of a database, tables, and columns and the data. Okay. So every database server inside we can create a database, multiple databases. Every database contains tables. Every table contains columns and rows over here. Every database server contains, you can create multiple databases, and inside the database you can create a tables, and you can create the columns and rows over here. So when you are creating a databases and creating a tables, you can able to create a relationship between the tables as well. For example, let me take one database. The database name is school DB. Inside the school database, we have a course, and we have a student table. Course table is different, student table is different. Let's, for example, I have a course ID, comma, course name. What are the courses we have? One, course ID 1, MSBI, course ID 2, SQL, course ID 3, Python. So this is how I have a courses, right? Second table I have. In this table I have a student ID, student ID, and student name, and which course he has taken. That course ID we are going to maintain. Student ID 1. What is the student name? Ram. Which course he has taken? He has taken SQL course. What is the ID of the SQL course? It is a 2. So you need to maintain 2. So that means you are going to create a relationship between the course table and the course ID, and this course ID both are same. This is called creating a relationship between the tables. That is possible only in the, that is possible only in the tables. That is only possible in the database servers. If you are storing this data in a Excel or CSV file or a text file, is it possible to create the relationships? No. So that is the reason the DBMS systems. What do you mean by DBMS? DBMS stands for database management systems. So this can be done even in the Excel, CSV, okay, or a text file. Excel, CSV, or a text file. But if you want to perform RDBMS, what is a RDBMS? RDBMS means relations, relational relational database management system. RDBMS stands for relational database management. Earlier, we are managing of our database, uh, our data, business data in the files. The problem here is you cannot create the relationships between the data. But if you want to make a relational model, then you have to go to the database servers. What do you mean by relational model? When you are creating a tables, there should be some relationships between the tables. Here the course ID in the course table. Here in the student table, we have a course ID. So this is possible only in the RDBMS servers. What are the RDBMS servers we have? The RDBMS servers are Microsoft company SQL Server we have, Oracle company, this one. These are all the RDBMS servers. So which RDBMS server I need to learn? Do I need to learn SQL Server or Oracle or DB2, Teradata, MySQL? In this training, I'm going to teach you about complete Microsoft SQL Server only. If you're using this Microsoft SQL Server, then you can able to easily understanding about other RDBMS servers also. Okay, we are going to work mostly on the Microsoft projects. That is the reason I will recommend to use the Microsoft SQL Server over here. I will recommend to use the Microsoft SQL Server over here. Okay, I hope you understand. Now, inside this RDBMS servers, if I am learning a SQL language, if I am learning a SQL language, is that eligible to same language in Oracle DB2 Teradata? Yes. The SQL language is common. SQL is common for every database server. We can use that to communicate with the MS SQL, nothing but a Microsoft SQL Server or Oracle or DB2 or MySQL or any other Teradata. These are the famous one. So if you are learning SQL, you can able to write down that commands on any of the database servers. So we understand what are the importance of this RDBMS servers. So what are all the things we have understand so far is what is a business. For example, I am running a business, supermarket business. In every supermarket, you should have a billing application. So what is a application? In every application development, what is a front end and what is a back end? Front end means whichever the user is interacting. So this is my front end, right? This is the front end, sorry, this is the front end. Users are going to see all the course list and which course they want to buy. They are going to do this. This is front end design. There is a back end. Back end means behind they are writing a lot of coding. Which coding they are writing? It might be a Java, .NET or Python, whatever. So what are the front end technologies? What are the back end technologies? What are the front end technologies? Java, .NET, Python. What are the backend? Sorry, backend technologies are Java, .NET, Python. These things. Front end technologies are CSS, HTML, JavaScript, React JS, Node JS. These are the things. So most of the students, what I have observed, they are going to learn this front end and back end technologies. Apart from this, there is a lot of jobs are there on the back end database side as well. So what are this like once this application development is developing the application and the business is growing and the transactions data we are storing in the back end here. So I'm a business owner. I'm the business owner. Definitely I'm expecting, hey, what is the sales happening today? What is the sales happening today? Total how much sales happened today? And I want to understand, hey, can you tell me top 10 products so far, how many you have uh, overall in my supermarket I have thousands of the products. Out of this there are like top 10 products I want to understand, whichever having more sales over here, whichever having more sales, top 10 products having more sales, top 10 products, top 10 products whichever having more sales amount. And one more question, like at least 10 products with the least sales amount, because I don't want to maintain much stock going forward. And also I want to understand last year versus current year, last year versus current year, total how much sales happening over here. I want to compare how my business is doing the growth. So how this is possible for this one? To do this analysis, definitely you should have a business data. Yes, my data is located in this database servers. So this data, my business is operating in different locations, different locations. So first you need to bring this data into one place. First you need to bring your data into one place. How it is possible? You need to do a data transfer from all these servers into one particular database server. You need to pull your business data from multiple servers into single server. Multiple servers into single server. Who will do this transferring of the data from multiple servers into single server? That person we are calling it as a data engineer. Data engineer. And the person whoever is going to designing of the reports by taking the data from this single server, we are calling that person as a data analyst. The person whoever is going to designing of the reports and dashboards, we are calling it as a data analyst over here. What are the tools we are using to do this data engineering? What are the tools we are using to do the data analyst is mostly we are going to use informatica, ssis, abnitio, and there are talent. These are all the tools we have. ETL tools, Databricks, Data Factory, Data Factory. And what are the reporting tools we are using to design the reports and dashboards? For that, we have like a Power BI, Tableau, Excel, and ClickView, and Looker. These are all the some reporting tools we can use. There are so many in the market. I'm just giving some examples. If you want to learn any of these courses, if you want to become in future data engineer, or if you want to become in future data analyst, you should know this database language, SQL language. That is very fundamental thing before you are going to start any technology you are going to learn. Even if you are going to learn for a Java or a .NET or Python, they will ask you about the SQL. And even if when you are going to work on the data engineering side or a data analyst side, definitely you should know the SQL. So that is the reason I am requesting and I am suggesting to every student who want to become a software engineer, first you should learn thoroughly SQL Server over here. Okay, first thing you need to do is learn the SQL completely. Then, if you are learning SQL completely, almost you are eligible for learning 30 courses. If you want to become a data engineer, if you are learning SQL Server, 20 to 25 percentage of the course is completed. In future, if you want to become a data engineer or a data analyst or a data scientist also is there. If you want to become a data engineer or a data analyst or a data scientist, what the data scientist will do? We understand what a data engineer will do and what a data analyst will do. Data engineer is data transfer from multiple places into single place. Data analyst is whatever the data they transferred and saved here, that data we are going to use to design the reports and dashboards. That is data analyst will do. Data analyst will do. Like to learn this data engineering softwares, to learn this reporting tools, definitely you should know the SQL over here. You should know the SQL over here. So we understand what are the backend and front end technologies, and then after, what is a data? What is a data? Every event occurred in the world, that is a data. For example, you wake up and you were opened your mobile and logged into Facebook. This information will be saved somewhere in the backend database when you have logged into Facebook last time and you are watching Instagram videos. How many number of times you are watching, that views will be count in the backend. You are going to a supermarket buying a product, that is also data will be collected in the backend. You ordered some product in Amazon or Flipkart, that information also will be saved. You are traveling from Hyderabad to Bangalore, that ticket booking information will be stored in the backend database. So this is how every moment, every second, what you are doing, even like if you are sitting ideally also, just take one machine, like a your pulse machine, IoT machine, watch how many number of steps you have walked today and how many number of times you have taken the breathing, what is your pulse rate, that also will be saved somewhere in the backend database. So data is everywhere, anything if you are doing, that is captured and saved it. You are traveling somewhere, your Google takeout, Google is going to be saving every information in the backend. So whatever the data we are getting, recently you heard about big data, big data, big data, everywhere the data, 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 because that much importance we have for the data nowadays. With the data only we can do a lot of things. So day by day the importance for the data is growing. If you have more data, you are the richest person. If you have the more data, you are the richest person in the world. So that is the reason the jobs on the data also increasing every day. So most of the people who once they completed their graduation, they are more looking only three courses: Java full stack, Python full stack, .NET full stack, because they don't know the behind. There is a lot of importance to your data, and there are so many things are there in the market. So that's what I have designed a course for this, like a data analysis course and data engineering courses. But any course if you want to learn, SQL is very mandatory. So we understand what is a data and what is a DBMS, what is DBMS, what is RDBMS, and what are the database server softwares we have. What are those in the market? MS SQL Server, Oracle DB2 Teradata. These are all the servers we have. These are all the servers we have. Correct? And apart from this, out of these so many database servers, which one you are going to learn? I'm going to use Microsoft because I'm a most of the time from long back onwards I'm going to use this Microsoft SQL Server only. I'm going to teach you the classes to learn this SQL and the Microsoft SQL Server. So many people were asking, sir, if I am learning SQL, I can write that SQL on the Oracle and I can write on the DB2 and Microsoft SQL Server. But I heard somewhere like a TSQL, PLSQL. What exactly this TSQL and PLSQL? So SQL is common language with the basic commands. It's on the MS SQL Server, MS SQL Server. It's on top of that one, and we have a Oracle also. Okay. After the SQL language you are learning, there are few advanced concepts. That is transaction SQL. That is in the MS SQL Server. When you are coming to the Oracle, the same TSQL whatever we are learning here, here we are calling it as a PLSQL. PLSQL, if you want to learn, you need to learn Oracle database. SQL and TSQL, if you want to learn MS SQL Server, you need to learn. So SQL is common here and SQL is common here. Only some syntax changes will happen on the advanced SQL part. In the Microsoft, we are calling TSQL. In the Oracle, we are calling PLSQL. What are the advanced concepts we have on this TSQL, like a stored procedures and functions? Mostly these are like indexing. These are we are calling it as a advanced concepts over here. Advanced concepts. Even here also we have stored procedures and functions. So in this training, my focus is not on this Oracle. My focus is on the Microsoft SQL Server only. So what are all the things we are going to cover in this course? This is going to be 20 hours course. Inside this 20 hours course, what I'm going to teach? I'm going to teach you some basic SQL commands on words, like what are the DML, DDL commands, different kind of operators, and different kind of keywords, and different kind of classes, and different kind of functions. Uh, Functions means like a, what are the functions we have? Aggregate functions, string functions, and we have a date time functions. These are the functions, constraints, and sub constraints, and subqueries, and also some data analytics functions, analytical functions, analytical functions, constraints like a primary key, foreign key, these kind of things, subqueries, and views, temp tables, table variables, temp tables, table variables, and the CTE. Up to here, we are calling this as a SQL. Then coming to the TSQL, we are going to discussing about stored procedures and user defined functions and index performance optimization. These are all the things we are going to discuss in a high level. These topics, as a part of TSQL, we are covering this one. As a part of SQL, we are covering this part. What are the different versions and editions of the SQL, and what are the softwares installed for SQL, all those things. Okay. So from next session onwards, I am going to cover about starting from this part. Installation of the SQL Server related softwares in the next session. The topics I'm going to cover in high level is these are all the topics as a SQL over here. So I will share this class notes every day, and this link I will share it every day. The class notes will be updated over here. This recording videos and everything, if you want to get access, you should be enrolled. If anybody not enrolled, so by tomorrow, before joining tomorrow session, you have to enroll the session. Okay. So reach out our executive for any questions and clarifications. Now, if you guys have any questions on today's session, you can raise your hand and you can ask the questions over here. Yeah. Anybody having any questions on today's session?
Hi Ram, this is Saikar on this side. Hello.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Saikiran. I can able to hear you.
Yeah, thank you, Ram. Just I would like to ask for that if any one person having the more than 5 years of experience,
Hmm.
and if he has worked into the SSIS as a
Yeah.
core,
Hmm.
then it has to be mandatory to know that the TSQL. There is my question.
Yes, definitely you should know. SSIS means you are a data engineer. So you are working like a data engineering in your project. So definitely, as a data engineer, you should know this SQL part. See here, SSIS you are working, right? That means you are doing data engineering.
Yeah.
So you should know that
Hmm.
database server, the SQL compulsory, SQL and TSQL both.
Okay. And the few of the things you have not mentioned, like I can mention that one is the trigger. Is that required to learn for these basic concepts?
Earlier
Is this
days,
comes under the basic concept?
yeah, the triggers and cursors earlier we have highly importance, but now what I have observed in the many projects, they were not using the triggers and cursors. Those are outdated, and like it will impact a lot of performance. So that is the reason we are
Okay.
avoiding those things. If anything required, definitely I will discuss about that one as well.
Yeah, and one more thing, the last one, then I won't take much time.
Hmm.
And I have seen that the few of the while googling all this, that have heard like a word SQL analyzer and equalization. Those things comes under the optimization.
Yes, exactly.
Those things can be discussed here
Under the optimization.
under optimization.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah.
Can we get the at the time, then it's we have a lot of hours in that, as you said, the 20 hours we have at the
Hmm.
time we have reached our 18th or 17th hour. Do we get any real time scenarios and the optimization, because it is different to the other concept, right?
Yes, yes. I will take some sample data and I will showcase you definitely.
Mhm. Yeah, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
Hello, sir. And recording videos,
Hello, sir. Can we
when
get
will you update, sir?
support on the real-time project on the
Let's go one by
SQL
one.
database?
Let's go one by one.
Recording videos, when will you upload, sir? This SQL.
If you want
Yesterday and
anything,
today section.
yeah, yes, yes, yes. So any recording videos related queries, if you have, reach out our executive. She will help you on that one. Okay.
Thank you.
And also, I'm requesting all of you guys, please download our e-classes mobile app. Please download our e-classes mobile app. How to download our e-classes mobile app? To download our e-classes mobile app, I'm just pinging one link. Simply open this link in your mobile. Okay, simply open this link in your mobile. There is a download option will come. So download our e-classes mobile app. If you are downloading, then you are able to watch the recording videos also every day. So please do that one. If you want to watch the same thing from the mobile, from the laptop, simply click on the login in that same link whichever I shared. See, there is a login option. So under the login, if you are login, then inside you can able to watch the recording videos as well. So that is the reason I'm requesting all of you, please download our e-classes mobile app. And also this Real time project is not included for only SQL people whoever you are enrolled for, right? So only for SQL real time project we are not going to deliver inside this course for the SQL developer. If you want that, there is like a separate project you can able to work it. Yeah, next question.
I joined the Azure Data Engineer course as well. Can I get the real-time SQL project?
That is included in the data engineering only.
Okay.
Hi Ram, again Sai here. I suggested one of my schoolmate, he was Rohit,
Okay.
is these times if he has to be stayed in the office hours, is continuing his job and he's try to learning the SQL Server.
Okay.
So he's I just suggested that go with the course and go with the after coming back to the home, then he's checking for the this
Yes.
recorder sessions.
Yeah, that's ideal
Is
process.
that okay with you? You are suggesting that?
Yeah, obviously, we are sharing every day the class recording video, right? Whenever he has a free time, he
Mhm.
can watch that, and whenever he have a doubts, he can join the session any of the time. He can ask the questions.
Okay, if he now if not possible for the day, then he can able to reach out on Saturday with this mobile number for any other
No,
queries.
I'm really sorry. I'm not available on that because see, if that is the case, I may receive so many calls in Saturday, Sundays. Okay, so anything if
Yeah.
you have, you can reach out on the session only.
Do you have any other platform to share the questions for that? Do
Yes,
you have any
we,
chat group?
inside our mobile app there is a chat option is there. You can share over there.
Okay, I'll reach out to him. So use that
Sure.
chat group.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
that's the reason I'm requesting all of you. Please download our eClasses mobile app. Inside that you can able to chat it. Okay. All right, guys. Let's meet in the next session tomorrow. And before joining tomorrow session, only paid, only enrolled people only can join tomorrow session. Only enrolled people can join tomorrow session. So please do the enrollment today if you want to continue the sessions. Thank you.